Dragon's Dogma 2, developed and published by Capcom, continues the legacy of its predecessor, offering players an expansive open world teeming with monsters, breathtaking landscapes, and an intricate combat system. Set in a medieval fantasy realm where dragons, sorcerers, and mythological creatures reign supreme, Dragon's Dogma 2 builds upon the successes of the original, with noticeable improvements in graphics, gameplay, and world building, visuals, and world design. One of the first things players will notice is the visual upgrade, powered by Capcom's RE engine. The game brings the medieval fantasy world to life with stunning detail. The textures are rich, and the lighting effects are impressive, enhancing the realism of day and night cycles. Environments range from lush forests to dark, eerie dungeons, all filled with atmospheric elements that immerse players deeply into the world. The level of detail in creature design, from the scales on a dragon to the stitching on a character's armor, is particularly noteworthy. The open world in Dragon's Dogma 2 feels more alive and dynamic than its predecessor. The vast regions have diverse ecosystems, each populated by different monsters and NPCs that react to the player's actions. Weather conditions and the time of day affect both combat and exploration. For example, certain creatures may only come out at night, while rain can reduce visibility, adding layers of tactical decision-making to the gameplay. Combat and pawn system. The combat system remains one of the game's strongest points, a hybrid of action RPG mechanics with strategy and skill-based elements. Players can choose between multiple classes, such as the sword-wielding fighter, the magic-based mage, or the versatile strider. Each class offers unique abilities and playstyles, allowing players to tailor their experience based on personal preference. One of the defining features of Dragon's Dogma returns in the form of the pawn system. Pawns are customizable, AI-controlled companions that accompany players throughout the game. They are more than just NPC followers. Pawns learn from the player's actions, adapting to combat styles and providing useful hints during battles. This system adds a layer of depth, as players can also hire pawns created by other players, giving the game a subtle multiplayer aspect without direct online play. The combat itself is fast-paced and fluid. Whether battling colossal beasts or smaller enemies, the encounters are dynamic and challenging. Larger monsters such as griffins or cyclopes require players to climb on them to target weak points, offering an exciting blend of real-time action and tactical thinking. Magic-based classes, on the other hand, can cast visually stunning and devastating spells, which require time to charge but reward players with massive damage. Story and quests. The story in Dragon's Dogma 2 delves deeper into the lore of its world. While avoiding spoilers, the game's narrative focuses once again on a chosen hero known as the Arisen, destined to battle a dragon that threatens humanity. However, the game introduces new characters, factions, and mysteries, making the journey feel fresh and engaging. Quests are more varied this time around, with a mix of main story missions and side quests that allow players to explore personal character arcs and the game world's history. The writing is sharp, and the dialogue, while sometimes cliched in fantasy tropes, does a good job of drawing players into the world's mythos. Choices made throughout the game can have lasting consequences on the story, leading to multiple possible outcomes. Improvements from the original Dragon's Dogma 2 has made several key improvements from the original. The AI system for pawns is smarter, making them more effective in combat and exploration. They no longer repeat the same lines as frequently, which was a common complaint in the original. The overall AI for enemies has also been improved, making battles more unpredictable and challenging. Another significant upgrade is in the world design. The regions are more interconnected, with fewer loading screens and more seamless exploration. Players can now enjoy a true open-world experience, traveling from one corner of the map to another without interruption. Additionally, fast travel has been streamlined, addressing one of the biggest criticisms of the original game. Character customization is more robust, with deeper options for tailoring the protagonist's appearance and abilities. The skill trees for each class are expanded, offering more variety and specialization. Whether players want to focus on close combat, archery, or magic, there is a wealth of options to experiment with. Multiplayer and community interaction. While Dragon's Dogma 2 does not feature traditional multiplayer the pawn system once again allows for a unique form of indirect online interaction. Players can recruit pawns created by other players, and their own pawns can be hired by others, earning valuable experience and items in the process. This adds a subtle but rewarding layer of community interaction, encouraging players to experiment with different pawn builds and strategies. Sound and music. The audio design complements the game's atmosphere beautifully. From the roars of dragons to the crackle of magic spells, the sound effects are sharp and impactful. The game's score, composed by Tadayoshi Makino, elevates the experience with sweeping orchestral themes that fit the grandeur of the world. Whether during intense combat or moments of quiet exploration, the music adds emotional weight to the player's journey. Conclusion: Dragon's Dogma 2 is a worthy successor to the original, offering fans of the series a larger, more polished experience, while also inviting newcomers to explore its rich world. With improved visuals, refined combat, and a deeper narrative, it stands as one of the more ambitious action RPGs on the market. Whether you're drawn in by its epic monster battles, intricate pawn system, or expansive open world, this is a game that offers something for everyone. The improvements made to AI, exploration, and customization systems make it clear that Capcom has listened to feedback from fans of the original, crafting a game that feels both familiar and refreshingly new. Dragon's Dogma 2 is a must-play for anyone who enjoys action RPGs with a deep combat system and an expansive world full of surprises.